Well, hello, I'm Annette from itsadelight.com. Glad you joined me because I am going to show you how I make a corned beef cabbage stew that is perfect for St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up in just a couple weeks. So this is easy. Your family's going to love it. My family has been raised on this, and we just enjoy it thoroughly. So first thing you do is you just take out this big corned beef. You can kind of cut it out with scissors. I put it on a tray because it's a little messy. So the corned beef, it takes a good long while to bake. And my cast iron Dutch oven cuts my time down in half when I use that instead of the crock pot. But if you have all day and you're gonna be gone and you can just put it in the morning, it'll be perfect for you by evening. This little spice pack comes in your corned beef, and this is important because this is what makes it taste your corn, part of like your corned beef. Okay, we've got some coriander seed and some bay leaf and some other things. Now I'm going to get rid of this right here. Next, what I do is I take an onion and I'm going to cook an onion in this. My onion is going to be pretty much all the way cooked, but it's going to add a lot of good flavor to this because we're just going to put water in here and not broth to cook it. So let me just slice this up a minute and we'll put this onion in here. So you can do however many onions you want. I'm doing probably a smaller batch. Back in the day, I might have really filled this pot up. I'm just going to put some chunks in there. Do I have to be neat about this at all? It's just this simple. And next I'm going to put my water in there, and I want mine to be pretty covered. I'm going to just pour the water in. And that's what I want. I actually will add a little bit more because I would really like that to be completely covered. Let's put a little bit more in there. There, that is perfect. So you can see that's nicely in there. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, she's not putting her cabbage in there? She's not putting her carrots or potatoes in there? Ooh, that onion's gonna make me tear up, so I'm gonna put the lid on. No, I'm not gonna put that in there, not yet, because this corned beef takes so many hours to cook that if I put my cabbage in there and my carrots, it seems to me that that is just like mush. So the way to do it is cook this corned beef for several hours first, and then the 1 hour before when I think this is about perfect, then I'll take it out and I'll put my cabbage and my cabbage and the carrots and the potatoes in there, and I'm gonna even show you yams. Sometimes I put yams in there, and your family's gonna love it. We'll just let that cook then for that last hour, and it will be wonderful. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then we'll take it out when it's done, and we'll add the vegetables, and I'll continue to show you the rest of how I finish it, okay? Okay, now this meat is perfect. Take the lid off, and this is perfect. It's basically been 4.5 hours, and I actually think I could have did 4 hours, but this is fine. You can't hardly overcook a corned beef. So now we're gonna add these vegetables in. I'm just gonna show you how tender this is. So this just wants to split and just fall apart like this. So I could have did it a little bit less, like I say, maybe an hour, or half an hour, actually not an hour, just a half an hour less. I'm gonna let this be just kind of broken up a little bit. Now I'm gonna add my veggies in here, and I'm gonna put my carrots first, okay? Because they are my next firmest thing, and we love a lot of carrots. This is just kind of according to serving. I sometimes would add more onion. I'm not going to today because my pot's gonna get too big if I do that. So next I'm gonna just put in my sliced pieces of cabbage on top in there, just like so. I'm just gonna add a few potatoes, and I have baby potatoes today. But again, I don't want my pot to get too full because it's just a couple of us that are eating this right now. Now, we love yam, and so I'm gonna put some yams in. Typically, you would see more potatoes and not yams, but because we love yams, I'm gonna go ahead and add some yams in. Okay, so my whole kitchen is smelling absolutely wonderful. This has gone for 45 minutes, about 40, 45, and It is tender and perfect and wonderful. Let me show you how tender this is. My potatoes are nice and tender. And my yams are very, very soft. My cabbage is just perfect, tender. Let's get down there to some of that meat. Oh, the meat is just gonna be fall apart wonderful. So, and then we have last our carrots. Easy can just poke into a carrot. That is perfect. It would break right in half, just perfect. Sometimes I use a tong to take some pieces of meat and get that meat in there. Nice couple hunks of meat. And then we just want some wonderful gravy in there and some good pieces of cabbage. This is such a wonderful, wonderful winter meal. And like I said, the sky's the limit. You can put the yam in there, the kohlrabi in there, you can leave it out. But this is just so tasty, super hot, or I would probably just eat a bite of it right now. Remember that we didn't have to add any salt to this because it's already got a lot of saltiness to it from that brine. So these vegetables are gonna have seeped in that salt. Doesn't need any extra seasoning at all ready for our St. Patrick's Day dinner. This is exactly how I would serve this. I don't serve it with bread, muffins, anything extra. This is such a hearty meal that, again, I say we're always trying to avoid those extra carbs, so we enjoy this. And then, of course, I still do love to have something sweet. So we will have a yummy green dessert of some type. And so we'll enjoy this meal. And I will even give you a few ideas for green desserts if you should need that to go along with your St. Patrick's Day meal. And I hope you enjoy this yummy St. Patty's Day stew, and I'll see you in the next video.